Let's bring in our political editor, Andrew Clennell. And Andrew, I mentioned New South Wales election this Saturday. You've got some numbers which could put a shiver up the spine of a few Liberals.
That's right, Kieran. Sky News can reveal the New South Wales Treasurer and Energy Minister Mr Kean is facing a 16% primary vote swing against him in his own safe seat of Hornsby at the weekend, with most of the vote going to right-wing parties One Nation and the Liberal Democrats. Mr Kean, who's become a polarising figure with the Liberal base over his pro-climate policies, will have to rely on One Nation preferences to win the seat, with his primary vote having slumped from 53% to 37%, according to the poll conducted by an industry group. The poll shows Mr Kean receiving 37% of the primary vote, down 16 from 2019. Labor gets 21, up 2. One Nation receives 15% in Hornsby, up 10. And the Liberal Democrats and Greens, 6%. Sorry, the Greens vote is 12. So the Greens vote is halved from the last election, from 12, while the Liberal Democrats are a new party. On the issue of Mr Kean's performance as Energy Minister, it's bad news for Mr Kean in Hornsby. The poll of his own electorate found 17% believed Mr Kean had performed well, 27% said the minister had been average, and 54% poor, including 27% who thought very poor, more than 1 in 4. On the question of whether Mr Kean would make a good Premier, 39% agreed, 40% disagreed. 36% of Labor voters thought Mr Kean would make a good Premier, compared to 49% of the Liberals. The polling shows that Mr Kean would suffer an 8% two-party preferred swing against him in the seat. So he'd still win 58-42, but these are disturbing numbers for him. The poll result leaked to Sky News comes after Sky has reported in recent weeks that polling shows that Mark Latham's One Nation is set to receive primary votes of more than 10% in several Western Sydney seats. The danger for the Perrottet government is that under the New South Wales optional preferential system, voters only need to put the number 1 in a box and not preference, and that is what Mr Latham has announced his party is doing in how to vote cards. Peter Dutton actually virtually spoke at Mr Kean's Hornsby campaign launch a week back, so he won't be happy with these numbers. Here was Mark Latham and Mr Kean belting each other up on the show with me in the last couple of weeks.
We regard Mr Kean's Liberal Party as woke and left-wing and ineffective as the Labor Party and the Greens. I mean, you've got senior Liberal Party ministers like Kean and Hazard and Speakman and Stokes who might as well join the Green party room. It's lurched way to the left because of the influence of Kean and of course the mad rush to 100% renewables, the Kean plan.
What else would you expect from Labor Latham? I mean, this man puts on a pantomime that he's a Conservative, but he's no Conservative. He ran against Australia's greatest ever Conservative Prime Minister, John Howard, and tried to stop him. He's now running against our Conservative Premier in Dom Perrottet. A vote for Latham is just the same as a vote for the Teals. It's a vote for Labor. That's what you'll get if you vote for Mark Latham.
If you're hearing that, we've got to get them both on the show at the same time, don't we? Elsewhere in the New South Wales election campaign, in the final week, the Parliamentary Budget Office has expressed concern about Labor's uncosted wages policy. Chris Minns, the Labor leader, conceded on Afternoon Agenda last week that public servants' wages could rise by 5% or more if he's elected. Could it be 4 or 5% a year or more?
It's not possible for me to negotiate with them from opposition, but I don't think that's a radical position for me to have for 2 reasons. Firstly, no other state in the Commonwealth has that position in place, and even the Perrottet government has radically changed the wages cap over the last 4 years. And I think the big fear for essential workers in New South Wales is, despite the fact that he says in year 3 and 4 it'll be 2.5%, he could wind it all the way back to 0.
There you have it, the New South Wales opposition leader, Chris Minns. Big day looming tomorrow with the Sky News Daily Telegraph People's Forum. So that is going to no doubt be raised by someone in the room, you would have thought, that public sector wage cap.